Now, Colin Kaepernick has got a new Nike ad, and I've written about this before, and the Nike ad says that Colin Kaepernick has like 6 years of play, and it's got all these other Nike athletes in it, and that he should still be a quarterback, and this ties in with Madden saying, oh, Colin Kaepernick would be one of the best quarterbacks. Colin Kaepernick would be on the field if he was any good at playing quarterback. He's not. He passed his prime. He would be a backup quarterback in the NFL. I've been saying for a long time I wish somebody would sign him so he would play as a backup quarterback so all of his martyrdom would vanish forever. But here is my big issue with Nike as it pertains to Colin Kaepernick. Nike's entire mindset is basically to embrace people at the absolute peak of their performance in terms of athletes and allow your brand to be associated with them. Just do it, right? Michael Jordan is the perfect representation of this. Why is Michael Jordan still, in many ways, the face of Nike? Because he was, in my opinion, the best to ever do it when it pertains to basketball. Colin Kaepernick, even if you are a diehard Colin Kaepernick fan, is at best, the 28th or 46th or something like that best quarterback of his era. And that's probably being really generous. He isn't anywhere near a top-flight quarterback. I can disagree with Megan Rapinoe, right? I think Megan Rapinoe's a clown. She's one of the best women's soccer players of her generation. So the fact that she has a platform is based on her soccer talent. I understand it. To me, Colin Kaepernick ever getting a multi-million-dollar Nike deal is everything that's wrong with the woke era of sports. Okay, I've written all about this, but since Nike is now putting out new ads with Colin Kaepernick, I think it's worth reinforcing. Colin Kaepernick does not represent the meritocracy. He represents left-wing political ideology. That's fine. Athletics is about meritocracy. The best man or best woman wins. The best man or best woman should get paid the most. Nike turned its back on its entire legacy, in my opinion, when they decided to sign Colin Kaepernick, because they signed him not based on his athletic excellence, but based on his political perspective. That's not anything at all to do with sports. And so if Colin Kaepernick was wildly outspoken on left-wing politics and he was one of the best quarterbacks of his generation, I wouldn't have any issue with Colin Kaepernick at all. But Colin Kaepernick knew that he was on the way out. I think he recognized that his sports career was nearly complete. He's not an eloquent version of anything. He doesn't even speak in this newest ad. And they made the decision, Nike did, that they were going to get in bed with far left-wing, anti-meritocratic, anti-athletic practices by deciding to sign Colin Kaepernick. And that, I believe, is why Nike totally bastardized its legacy. And I'd love to ask Phil Knight about this. Phil Knight wrote a book, Shoe Dog. I loved it. I absolutely love it. I think Shoe Dog is one of the best business memoirs I've ever read. I would love to sit down and talk with Phil Knight, long-form conversation. I think it would be a fascinating conversation. I think you guys would enjoy it. I think I would enjoy it. But signing Kaepernick turned the back on everything that Phil Knight actually stands for. And I would love to hear him explain why he decided to move from Nike epitomizes athletic excellence to Nike epitomizes political activism. Those are two different things. And that's why I think Kaepernick's shoe basically doesn't exist. It's why, for the most part, Nike has turned its back on Kaepernick. I bet Kaepernick's representatives begged for Nike to do this new ad. But to me, it represents a total repudiation of everything that Nike stands for, because Colin Kaepernick, quite succinctly, is not a very good athlete. And so why should I care what Colin Kaepernick, who is neither a very good athlete in terms of his chosen profession, and also is not a very eloquent spokesperson for anything that he believes, why should he get rewarded entirely for his political beliefs in the province of sports? You can criticize me. I went to go talk politics full-time on the biggest political show in America. I didn't try to turn my sports talk or radio morning show into an entirely politics-based show. I made a decision. I'm going to do the Clay and Buck show. I'm going to leave behind OutKick the Coverage, my morning show. Now, this show does everything, right? I give you my opinion on pretty much everything under the sun, and I always will. But I do think, and I would love to talk to Phil Knight about this, that signing Kaepernick represented an attack upon everything that he stands for in terms of athletic excellence as the primary driver behind why anyone should buy an athletic shoe.